Hello, let's talk about Baby Reindeer and why I think this could potentially be quite problematic for Richard Gadd, the comedian who wrote this story, which is based on his own life, and who also starred in the movie as himself, playing a slightly different version of himself. Oh, the reason I want to talk about this is because he's had to go online and issue a an apology, or not an apology so much, but just make a statement asking his own the fans of the show to not dig too deep into who certain people are, because there are lots of sort of hidden meanings, and loads of people not being quoted or identified, and who could turn out to be quite problematic for him. So yeah, he said, "I'm not going to put the statement that he's made. You can go look for it. I think he's put it on Instagram, but I could be right. It's because some of his friends and one of the producers of the of the series is being accused of being the person who in the series does something really awful to the main character." What my problem with Baby Reindeer is none of those things. My problem with it, as engaging as it is and as addictive as it is, I feel there is a hint of misogyny running through it. And if I'm hearing well, there's been an article somewhere, I can't remember where I read it, saying that some people are kind of even suspecting the Martha character of being in real life a male character, which this makes it even worse if it's true. And I really hope that it isn't true, because I want to see the good in everyone. If it's true and that he's made this really awful human being into a female character instead of representing her as male, as it should be, then there is nowhere for him to run if this turns out to be true. What annoyed me about it is I if that's the person he is really in real life, and I know he's playing a different version of himself, then I'm not saying I have no sympathy. Not in the other sort of strand of the story. There are two strands in this story. One story in which something really truly horrible happens to him after he meets a guy at the Fringe Comedy Festival. But there is also the strand of the more sort of headline grabbing of the female stalker who is older than him, who stalks him. I'm having some serious issues getting on board with this. As I said, as engaging as it was, and as interesting as it was, and as addictive as it was, I watched it in one sitting. I don't understand the point of making this. Do not understand. I think there's like more than a hint of misogyny mixed into it as well, and fat phobia. And if he was going to change some things drastically in this story, in the way he's told his story, he could have made his main character not. I'm trying to be very careful what I say as a fat person, and I think this could only lead to people to sort of more hate being sent to middle-aged women living in bigger bodies. I didn't like it. I have to say, I didn't like it. I thought he was a bit of a wet wipe. I thought he was a bit of a I just could not relate to him at all, and he's obviously an extremely troubled person. I think that's the pitfall with trying to make a film based on your own story and with you yourself playing that person. I genuinely believe that he should have cast someone else as himself. I think this has got too close to the bone for him and for everyone involved in making the series, and I think he might live to regret it. That's just my opinion.